Some people are quiet and prefer to keep to themselves in order to avoid attention. However, their quiet and introverted nature can sometimes mask deeper struggles such as fear, anxiety, or even a secret they're too afraid or ashamed to share. Maria has always been the quiet kid. Arthur says she's so silent that she's impossible to find during hide and seek. He also explains that in class, she doesn't raise her hand or speak out loud. She just writes her answers down. Even on Halloween, she chooses to dress up as a mime, a costume where you don't have to talk at all. That's when Arthur notices something important. He has never heard Maria speak, not even once. And when he tries to talk to her, Maria doesn't know what to do. She freezes up and hides. It's not because she doesn't like Arthur. It's because talking feels scary for her. She stutters, and she's afraid people will judge her, probably laugh at her, or get impatient. This moment sets up the whole episode. It shows us that Maria isn't just quiet. She's carrying something much heavier: fear, worry, and the kind of social anxiety that makes even a simple hi feel like a lot.
And then the ref said it was out when it was clearly in. It was so unfair.
Maria's always been really quiet. She's the best at hide and seek.
Where is she? We've been searching for 2 hours.
Okay, Maria, we give up. You win. She almost never talks in class.
Who knows the answer to number 12? Maria? Correct.
She's even quiet on Halloween.
Oh, a mime. What a creative costume.
Now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever even heard her speak. Hey, Marie! Where'd she go? Phew.
Now at school, Mr. Ratburn gives the class some big news. It's their turn to run the weekly school news show. Everyone gets a job. Francine becomes the director. Buster handles the weather. Muffy covers arts and culture. George reports on sports. And Maria, she gets the biggest role of all. She's the lead reporter. For most kids, that would be exciting. But for Maria, it feels like a nightmare waiting to happen. Later, in the girls' bathroom, Maria finally tells Jenna what's really going on. She's terrified. She's scared everyone will hear her stutter, the thing she's tried so hard to hide from the whole class. She's nervous, and she feels like her secret is about to be exposed. Jenna tries to cheer her up and tells Maria that this news job could actually be something good. It might even be the first step toward becoming a real reporter one day. And for a moment, Maria lets herself believe it. She imagines a future where speaking isn't a problem anymore, a future where her stutter doesn't hold her back. In her daydream, she's a confident reporter, standing all the way in Egypt, interviewing someone with ease. It's a glimpse of the person she wants to become, someone who isn't afraid to use her voice.
Lakewood is starting its very own student-run live TV news show. It'll air every Friday, and this week it's our turn to produce it. I've assigned each one of you a role. Francine, you'll be the director. Buster, you'll do the weather. Muffy will be in charge of arts and culture. And our lead reporter will be Maria.
This is a disaster. Now everyone will know that I stutter. It's no big deal. Besides, I thought you were seeing a speech therapist. Yes, but this is live TV. Well, I think you'd be an amazing reporter. Who knows? It could be the start of a great career. You'd travel the world, be watched by millions of fans.
Maria Papp is here reporting live from Egypt. What are your thoughts on the discovery of a brand new pyramid?
That would be pretty amazing. But if you don't want to do it, I guess they'll find someone else. No, I mean, I'll do it. Now I just have to find a way to hide my stutter.
When it's time to get ready for the show, Maria shows up dressed exactly like a real reporter. She looks the part, confident and professional, but she still can't bring herself to talk. Every time someone asks her a question, she lets Jenna answer for her. Maria even says she wants to do an interview for the news, but she can't get the words out to say who she wants to interview. The fear blocks her voice again, so Jenna jumps in and playfully pretends that Maria is about to interview the president. It's a funny moment on the outside, but it also shows something deeper. Maria wants to participate. She wants to speak. She just can't break through the wall her anxiety builds around her voice.
So we'll start the show with weather.
Partly cloudy with a 70% chance of an alien invasion.
Then Maria will introduce George on sports. Wait, where is Maria?
is sorry she's late, but she was doing vocal warm-ups.
As I was saying, after George, we'll have Muffy on arts and then a story from our lead reporter. What have you got, Maria?
Miss Pappas will be doing an interview.
Okay. With whom?
Miss Pappas is exploring her options.
Well, you'd better decide soon. We don't have a lot of time. Okay, let's practice the opening.
Hello? Yes, I'm sure she'd love to interview you, Mr. President. Sorry. She's a big fan of yours too, sir.
That's funny. I didn't even hear her phone ring.
And you thought I was a prima donna.
Later on, Maria and Jenna are in Jenna's room, trying to figure out what to do. Maria comes up with a plan. She'll interview someone who loves to talk so much that she won't have to say very much herself. It feels like a safe way to be part of the show without facing her biggest fear. At the final rehearsal, Maria chooses Muffy as her interview guest, and Muffy is thrilled because she never turns down a chance to talk about herself. But things get awkward fast. Muffy completely misunderstands Maria's quietness. Instead of seeing it as nervousness, she thinks Maria is asking deep personal questions without saying a word. So Muffy starts confessing that yes, she can be selfish sometimes, but she really does care about people. Francine can't take it anymore. She cuts in and reminds them that this is a news show. She tells Maria she has to find someone else to interview. This moment shows how silence can sometimes send the wrong message. Maria isn't trying to act mysterious or deep. She's just scared to speak. But because no one knows that yet, her stutter keeps creating misunderstandings she never meant to cause.
What am I going to do? I can't avoid talking forever. Maybe you should just tell Francine the truth. She'll just ask Ratburn to replace me.
Jenna, did you take out the trash?
Yes? Okay, I haven't yet, but I'm gonna do it right after dinner, promise. Wow, your mom's good. Yeah, she has this way of getting me to talk. All she has to do is give me that look and I spill the beans. Maybe there's someone I could interview who would do all the talking for me.
Buster, no one cares about the current weather on Pluto.
Tell that to the Plutonians.
Hey, Maria, excited for our first show tomorrow? So, today's our last rehearsal. Who have you decided to interview? Muffy? Why do you want to interview
You want to interview me? What a brilliant idea! Okay, ask me anything.
Maria's interview with Muffy, rehearsal take 1.
I'm here with...
Muffy Crossfire, entrepreneur, style guru, and heir to the Crossfire Motors dynasty. Okay. I'm a Gemini. I love clothes, pop music, opera, and helping people. What? You don't think I like helping people? I do. I mean, I know sometimes I can come across as selfish, but... Okay, you're right. Sometimes I am selfish, but it doesn't mean I don't care about people. You think it's easy being this smart, pretty, and popular? I feel so much pressure. Sometimes it's just more than I can bear.
Cut! This is a news show, not Hoping with Hopra. Sorry, Maria, but you're gonna have to find someone else to interview.
I feel like a weight has been lifted from my shoulders. You really are good.
In the school hallway, Maria hears Mr. Ratburn talking to another teacher. He sounds calm, clear, and easy to listen to. Nothing like the scary picture she has in her head about interviews, so she decides he'll be her new guest. If anyone can make the interview feel safe, it's him. But that night, her fear follows her into her dreams. Maria has a nightmare where she tries to speak, but only animal sounds come out. The other kids stare at her, confused and worried. Then the nightmare gets worse. Francine and the others start laughing at her because of her stutter. Maria can't explain herself, can't make real words, and can't escape the embarrassment. She wakes up scared and shaken, and this dream shows us something important. Maria isn't just nervous, she's living with the constant fear that her voice will make people turn on her. It's the kind of fear that doesn't go away when the day ends. It follows her everywhere, even into her sleep.
Great! Where am I gonna find someone who loves to talk as much as Muffy?
There must be someone out there.
It's a one-act puppet opera based on Cervantes' Don Quixote. I'm performing it next month at the community center. You should.
Bingo!
But first,
Good night, Goldie. Wish me luck for tomorrow.
And now, the Lakewood Elementary News. With Buster Baxter on weather, George Lundgren and Wally on sports, Muffy Crosswire with arts and culture, and lead reporter Maria Pappas.
What's wrong with her?
She can't talk!
She has a frog in her throat.
No! She has a stutter!
On the day of the show, Maria is shaking nervously. When the camera turns to her, she tries to speak, but her stutter is so strong that Francine has to cut away to Buster. The whole class suddenly realizes something is wrong. Muffy thinks Maria is just nervous, but it's clear the moment has overwhelmed her. The embarrassment hits Maria all at once. She runs out of the room before anyone can say anything. That's when Jenna finally tells the others the truth. Maria has a stutter. She's not being dramatic or shy. She's been scared this whole time. Maria hides in the woodshop room, talking to the school hamster. With animals, she speaks easily. No fear, no pressure, no stuttering, and that only makes her feel worse. She wonders why her voice works when no one important is listening, but not when people are. Mr. Ratburn finds her there. Instead of scolding her, he listens, and he offers to help her practice speaking for the next school news show. He makes it clear that she doesn't have to be perfect, she just has to try again. This is an important scene because it shows Maria that her voice isn't something broken. It's something that needs space, patience, and support, and she finally gets all three.
Hey, ready for your close-up?
This is it. Great idea to interview Mr. Ratburn, by the way. We're on in 10. Everyone to their places. And we're live in 3, 2, 1. Cut to Buster!
Good morning, fellow students, earthlings, and extraterrestrial life forms. Let's look at what's happening.
Are you okay? She's probably just nervous.
No, it's not just nerves. I have trouble.
You have trouble with what?
Maria, wait! She has a stutter.
It was so humiliating. I bet everyone thinks there's something wrong with me. Why can't I talk to them like I talk to you?
animals are easier to talk to. I used to practice lines before school plays in front of my hermit crab, Thoreau.
I'm sorry I ruined the show. I'm sure Francine will be happy to take my place.
Oh, I'm not here to replace you.
But my stutter.
I know. But we've got a few weeks until our next show, and with practice and some help, I'm sure you'll do an excellent job. That's why I chose you. Now let's try our interview again. I think you'll find my story quite interesting.
Over the next few weeks, Maria works hard to face her fear. She practices with her speech therapist, and she practices with Jenna. She even practices in front of a mirror, trying to get comfortable hearing her own voice. Little by little, she starts to feel more in control. Not perfect, but stronger. Eventually, it's time for Mr. Ratburn's class to run the news show again. And this time, Maria chooses a topic that takes real courage. She does a report on stuttering itself. Instead of hiding her struggle, she puts it front and center. She even interviews Mr. Ratburn, who shares something surprising. He used to stutter too. While she does draw out some of her words, Maria keeps going. She doesn't shut down. She doesn't run away. Her stutter shows up, but it doesn't take over. After the show, her classmates congratulate her. They're proud, not because she spoke perfectly, but because she spoke at all. And Maria feels something she hasn't felt in a long time: excitement. She's already looking forward to the next news show. In that moment, Maria learns the most important lesson of all. Her voice might shake, but it's still worth hearing.
Now relax and speak slowly.
My name is Maria. Miss Morgan, how did it feel to be named Athlete of the Year? Good morning, Lakewood. Today's headline: Maria takes Elwood City by storm.
Where is she? Mr. Radburn told me she'd be here.
After what happened last time, who could blame her for not showing up?
I'm here.
You sure you want to do this?
Okay, and we're on in 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, Lakewood. I'm Maria Pappas. Today, I'm reporting on an important issue for kids and adults: stuttering. Lots of famous people have been stutterers. Lewis Carroll, Winston Churchill, Marilyn Monroe, and my next guest. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Ratburn.
A pleasure to be here, Maria.
So, when did you first begin stuttering?
Well, it all began when I was 3. And when I won the role of Captain Corcoran in our 7th grade production of the HMS Pinafore, I knew I'd arrived.
There you have it. I'm Maria Pappas, signing off.
And we're out.
Nicely done.
Great job!
Ratburn stuttered.
Why didn't you just tell us you stuttered?
I didn't want to seem different from everyone else.
I understand. Think how I feel being the only fashionable one at this school.
So, when do we start planning our next show? I've got a ton of ideas.
Maria's story in this episode of Arthur isn't just about stuttering. It's about fear, courage, and learning to face the parts of ourselves we've been hiding. It shows how anxiety can make even small tasks feel impossible, and how support, patience, and practice can help us overcome those fears. By the end of the episode, Maria isn't perfect, but she's brave. She learns that her voice matters, no matter how it sounds, and that speaking up is worth the effort. This episode reminds us that everyone has struggles we can't always see, and sometimes the bravest thing is just saying your first word. Tell me what you think of this episode in the comments down below, and also don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know if you had any similar issues like Maria.